Grand Hood Rising, Kings and Queens. It is the Trap Witch in Atlanta, Georgia, coming to bring you a January 2020 energy forecast. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you know me as the Trap Witch. For those of you who are new, I am the Trap Witch on Instagram, TheTrapWitch. I'm an intuitive healer, intercessory. I like to consider myself more of a shadow worker. I'm also a practitioner of the Afro-Cuban faith of Lukumi. I am a daughter of Ochun and Chango. I could just go on, but whatever the fuck. Those of you who know me, and those of you who don't, welcome. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you know I started off doing a lot of moon readings, new moon, full moon readings. Over the past few months, I've moved away from the moon, and I've started now where I'm going to be doing per month instead. That just feels better. That just feels right for me right now. Whatever other content I choose to upload in between there, it'll be, you know, whatever have you. But before I jump into the reading, I jump into the energy forecast for January. Again, happy 2020. For those of you who've been riding with me, those of you who were with me through 2019, you know, 2019 was a hell of a year. 2019 was not an easy year for many people. It was definitely a very hard year. 2020 is going to be a great, prosperous year, especially for people who have been doing their work. You know, there's a lot of rewards. There's a lot of fruition coming through for a lot of people. I know a lot of people who've been feeling like, when, especially if you've been doing the work. So I know this year, we still gotta hang on to our britches. You know, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna read the energy for the month. For those of you who feel compelled to work with me, if anything resonates with you from this reading, if you're someone who's been hovering over the button for working with me for a long time, you can book a session through my website, thetrapwitch.com, if you feel compelled, moved by this reading. If there's anything you feel to share from this reading that touched you deeply, feel free to tag me on Instagram. I always love to see what people took away from it, what touched their heart, maybe what opened their minds. But those of you looking for spiritual guidance to open, you know, your spiritual learning, just needing assistance, I do love to work with people to help them to tap into their deeper consciousness. I'm going to stop saying higher consciousness. I think I prefer deeper consciousness. So looking into tapping into deeper consciousness, so that you're able to get to the depths of yourself that that so many of us don't realize we have. The last energy forecast I did for December was talking about getting deep into ancestral knowledge this year. A lot of people this year are going to be called to their ancestral knowledge, their deep ancestral wisdom, in order to tap into the things that they have yet to explore in their life. That's something that I love helping people do, using divination, using tools to explore that. We are so capable of tapping into our higher power, just sometimes we don't know how to use our better tools to do so. So I love assisting people to do that. So if you're looking for a mentorship, counsel, a second opinion, advice, learning to tap into your deeper knowledge, hit me up. Send me an email if you feel unsure, thetrapwitch@gmail.com. For those of you who've been following me, or even people who feel compelled, again, I just put out this guide for 2012. It is the Trap Witch 2020 12-month energy forecast, general love and money. Manifest your best by Clear Vision. It is a month-by-month breakdown of the general energy, love energy, whether you are single or partnered, and money, abundance, prosperity reading energy per month. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, the whole fucking year. There's a breakdown of everything. And so, you know, sometimes if we know what the energy is bringing up, we can better prepare ourselves in advance. So if you want to cop that, it's $20.20. It's on my website, thetrapwitch.com. A lot of people have been copying that today because I dropped it. And the guides, there's plenty of guides on my site. And people always say they feel reassured having them at times, you know, knowing things that are going on, or just knowing how to deal with the energy coming up. Whew. So with that being said, I am going to be reading with 2 decks mainly today, and I'll complement it with a 3rd one probably, but I just ordered this deck recently. It's called the Sibyl's Oraculum, Oracle of the Black Doves of Africa, and it's by Tiana Lee McCuller. The Sibyls came up for me recently. They came to me. You know, dead people like to give me messages sometimes, and there was this spirit that put me onto the Sibyls. I hadn't really knew about them, and they brought them to my attention, and the backstory of, you know, the original Sibyls of Greece being Black women who were oracles brought from Africa, and often how history likes to erase that. So me, especially as someone who practices traditional African religion, it's really interested in digging into the backstory of what they're saying has been erased or, you know, whitewashed through time. So when I was digging into researching these things, this deck came up. So I'm going to be reading from the Sibyl's Oraculum, Oracle of the Black Doves of Africa, and the Law of Attraction Tarot. And I think I'm going to complement it with the Archangel deck. I feel called to that. I'll complement it with that. So go ahead, get yourself a trusty notebook or something to write with. You want to take notes. You know, sometimes I be dropping gems, some shit like that sometimes, you know. So get you some water. I got you some coffee here, you know. And we will get started. Whew. Now these cards are interesting. They're actually, I'm really challenging myself today because the energy on them's different. So, you know, we're going to challenge ourselves a little bit today. A little bit, you know. Okay. Spirit, I call you in on behalf of the collective. I ask for the highest good of all those involved with harm to none. I ask for clarity. I ask for clear perception. I ask Alegua to open the roads to clear, precise messages at this time. What is it subconsciously, below the surface, beyond the veil, that can facilitate in the collective's highest good, allow them to overcome barriers, obstacles of the physical, spiritual kind, and allow them to understand what these things are inviting them to, into deeper understanding of their power, into deeper consciousness, so that we can attract all the good things in life that are due to us. Love, happiness, peace of mind, prosperity, good health, and all the good things in life. I call in my spirit guides, my eguna, my ancestors, archangels of benevolence, as well as any other benevolent presence that wishes to speak through these oracles of the cards, and give us a message for January 2020. 2020. January 2020. Please give us any message about the current energy that you would like us to work with at this time. These cards are heavy. They're heavy. Right there. Right there. Okay, we'll shuffle these to the Law of Attraction. Okay, they pushing out cards at me already. You know what's on. They calling, honey. You see, they calling. You gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention to the signs around. Spirits are calling today. Okay, so we gonna pull 2 from there, and we gonna pull 2 from this one. Oh. Child, temptation. That's the word I hear, temptation. 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 First card we got was lust. Lust, child. Libidine, lust. I'm telling you, these cards are really special. You can't really see. You know, there's not, the art's not really distinctive. We got libidine, lust. And next to it, we got synthesis. Synthesis, and that came up reverse. I'll show it to you this way. There's an ankh. And there's just almost like this Pegasus-like creature. He's like a Pegasus, but he's got horns. That's reverse. I'm showing you all the cards first this week. You see, we got this reverse. You see this lady? She's walking forward. She's like a celebrity, or she's like a personality. She's popular, right? The man's walking behind her. We got her reverse. And then we got these people lost, right? Direction. And I pulled you are safe, Archangel Michael. I'm protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and your home. Temptation this month, right? Lust. Let's be honest, right? Lust is fun. Lusting after things is fun. Lusting after people is fun. Lusting after things, like, lust is, it's fun, but it's fleeting. It's fun, but it's fleeting. And you have to think about what seems glamorous, what seems like it glitters, what it seems like tempting, seems tempting. But at the same time, is it a part of your process? Is it a part of your process? Because when I think of the word synthesis, what I like about the ankh, right? And I'm thinking about an ankh being a symbol of life. A lot of people don't know that, you know, with the ankh, we are looking at like the womb, right? The loop representing womb and life cycles and all of these things, right? I sense that people are feeling a lack of security at times. And when you feel a lack of security, the first thing that comes up for us, right? It's easy to want to jump, especially when it seems like the things that we want, right? We have to ask ourselves, is it a part of our process? Is it a part of the direction that you're going in? And some of us this month, I feel like we might feel a little lost with the direction that we're in, right? And so because we feel lost and we feel potentially insecure, if something comes up and it looks like very tempting, it looks maybe like the first option that comes up, and we're feeling like we want to lean towards that direction, we might take that way first, or we want to take that way first. I want to look up the word lust. Okay, I want to look up the word lust. How am I going to do this? Sorry guys, we're just gonna get super, you know, we're just gonna do it like this, you know, who gives a fuck? Lust. Very strong sexual desire. Child, you know, we just do what we do over here. That's why we call it the trap witch. The trap witch. Very strong sexual desire. Is what you want to choose that's coming up at this time for the betterment of your highest desires, for the long term? Because I feel like, again, there might be people, situations, things coming up, and because you feel insecure, you might get tempted with the desire. And getting tempted with that desire might easily cause you to think that that's the first option for your process, and it might not be. It might not be. Might not be. Think about this, right? How many times do we get ourselves into lusty situations because we feel like that's our first option? We feel like that's our only option. We look at the outside of the situation. We look at the glamour of the situation. Oh my God, someone wants to give me attention. Oh my God, someone wants to give me an opportunity. Oh my God, someone wants to... And because of our insecurities and we're feeling lost, we're going to take whatever comes up first. Although it's not necessarily the best thing for our processes, for our synthesis, right? What are you trying to give birth to? Think about this. If you're trying to give birth to long-term wealth, long-term relationships, you have to think about what you're courting yourself to, what you're attaching yourself to. Because what I see about this bed thing coming up is be careful this month what you put yourself into bed with. Go to bed with dogs, you wake up with fleas. Go to bed with dogs, wake up with fleas, right? Be mindful of what you get into bed with this month. Because what's that saying? You made your bed, now lay in it. Don't let insecurities put you into bed with something that's not a part of the bigger picture just because it presents itself. This month looking good. Let's pull a clarity in between there. Rage. Rage. Contentment. Whew, child, they reading us. Stability. The Fool. Yo, they are telling us, don't be angry, right? Oh, look, let me tell you something. So many of us can be angry because we feel like the things that we want aren't coming soon enough. So because you're angry, you put yourself in a lusty situation, in a quick situation. You're making impulsive decisions because you think contentment is there. You think you're going to content yourself. But at the same time, you have to look at the stability of the situation. The pillars are coming up. Also, the Fool is coming up reverse in this deck. Fool coming up reverse. Don't be fucking impulsive. Watch your step. I feel like some of y'all gonna put your foot into something this month that you don't need to put your foot into. And I want you to take this even deeper, right? Even think about situations that might come up with your actions too. I feel to throw that out there. Watch your actions this month. Watch how you talk. Watch how you throw yourself into something just because of your desires and rage or that feeling of fire. I feel like a lot of root energy is going to come up this month because that sense of insecurity and what we allow to court us and to attach to us, because Archangel Michael, you know, he's great for cutting cords. Communication too. Watch your communication. Don't put your foot in your mouth just because you're lacking direction and feeling insecure. The first option might not be the best option. You might pop off instead of just being calm. Because some of us, we're not looking at our process. And we got to think about our contentment and our long-term stability. Watch your step. Watch whose bed you get into. Watch what you invite into bed with you. Business, love. Even watch the company you keep, you know, going into people's homes and inviting people into your home. Right now, it's not about inviting things in or inviting yourself into things just because you can. Just because you can. You know damn well you ain't supposed to be somewhere. Don't go there. Sensitivities. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Let me tell you something. When we are in our feelings, it's easy to be moved by them. How many times when we're feeling down on ourselves, somebody comes up and presents us with something, right? Don't take candy from strangers. That's what I heard. Don't take candy from strangers. It's because you're lost. The candy might not be great. You might end up kidnapped in the back of a van, theoretically, taking candy from strangers this month. And even look at the word strangers. It might not even be that you don't know people. It might just be that the stranger symbolism represents things that are outsiders or strange to the process that you are going on. I'm seeing someone walking home. We're looking at people who were lost, and we're looking at the full reverse. And it's just like, you might be, I'm just seeing like, a little kid, they had a bad day, they're walking home and they're in their feelings, and, they're feeling, and a stranger comes and presents them something that would pacify them, give them contentment, or, lure them away from what they're feeling, but it might not be what's best. Watch your back this month. Watch your back. Protect yourself. You have divine energies protecting yourself, but protect yourself. There's going to be just things, because we're feeling certain things, that are going to be tempting to take us off our path, and not everything that glitters is gold. Not everything that glitters is gold. I just feel this is so straight up. Analysis reverse. These look like scalpels to me. I don't know what they are. I don't feel like opening the book as well. Analysis. Speed. Analysis speed. Analysis speed. Analysis speed. Bruh. Bruh. Analysis speed. Then look at the man getting stalked by the fucking demon, the devil thing. The therapist. Woo. A lot of y'all are concerned about moving really fast this month, and you are not analyzing how, because you're tempted by your shadows to go down the alleyway, to go through, like to go off places into the dark. It'll be a test to face your demons, because this therapist looking dude, that's what he looks like to me. He looks like a therapist, to be honest with you. He's a man who's sitting, actually no, he's not a therapist. But because I said therapist, it's not wrong. It's a man sitting with a cup under a light. So he looks like a man who's in his home, and he's reflecting deep in thought, but it's dark at night, and it's just that spotlight over him. He just looks like he's sitting there reflecting, but I heard therapist first, so it's just like he's reflecting on his darkness. I feel like there's a little bit of light, but he's trying to find comfort, but he's deep in reflection. I'm telling y'all, just because it's 2020, don't think that your demons, that the aspects of the shadow are not going to pop up this month. A lot of y'all still in your feelings, still feeling insecure this month, and you want things to go fast, and you're going to get tempted. You're going to be tempted to do that. You're going to be stuck in certain places, tempted by things, because you're in your feelings and you're feeling insecure. You go off path. You go down those places that you shouldn't be. Let me tell you something. Because I am going through a sacred rite of passage, one of the biggest blessings is that I'm actually not allowed to go certain places right now. And some of y'all need to look at your life and put those rules and regulations on yourself. Pay attention to different invitations that you get when you're in your feelings. Like, okay, girl, you feeling some type of way, let's go to the club, let's go party, let's do this. Just because you can go doesn't mean that you should. Doesn't mean that you should. Just because you get a booty call doesn't mean that you should go. Just because you get invited. One of the best quotes ever. Not every invitation requires you to RSVP. And this month, because we are going to be sensitive and we're still feeling a lot of things and we're feeling insecure, lower energies love to play with that. Lower energies love to play with that. Question is, will you play with them this month? Are you going to play with them? This is pretty straight to the point. Compassion. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. Whatever you're feeling, take your time to get through it. Ask yourself, what's your long-term plan? Where do you want to see yourself next year? If you want to see yourself in a healthy relationship next year, stop fucking around with just the invitations to the half-ass shit. Just an invitation to someone's bed. If you want to be focused on putting more energy into things that are solid investments in yourself, stop putting your energy in places that takes you off course. Again, a lot of people are going to be presenting you candy this month. A lot of things this month you're going to have to treat like the stranger with the candy. I don't know you. I ain't taking that shit from you. I'm not doing it. I'm not partaking in it. I'm not doing it. You're being protected against lower energies. Don't judge yourself if you have to say no to people. Don't judge yourself if you don't put yourself into something that you might have in the past. Because you're no longer speeding, and you can't be worried. Again, a lot of us feeling lost. Don't know what's next. Don't know what's next, but just because you don't know what's next doesn't mean you just can't take a moment. Make sure you're grounded. Watch your steps. Put your mind before your foot this month. Really be in your logic this month, because a lot of us going to be in our feelings. Old demons still from 2019, years before, still going to be catching up on people. Put your logic first. Stay the fuck out your feelings. It's okay to feel things, but don't let your feelings tempt you and sway you, because you might not, feelings might not be friends. A lot of old feelings that are actually old demons surfacing. So funny, my computer has the word lost in the background on Google search. A lot of y'all feel lost. Doesn't mean you won't find yourself, you won't find your way. It's a warning. And honestly, I'll be real with you guys. I got the reading of the year today from my house, and to be mindful, especially like a lot of STDs are going to be coming up this year. Don't be overly promiscuous and reckless this year. The year, from what we're understanding, is going to be ruled by Oshun no Batala. Ochun, my mother, goddess of love, plenty, fertility. Obatala, wisdom, patience, the head. Off the top of my head, it's going to be a year of how much do you love yourself, that you're going to be patient and logical and use your head better in the way that you love yourself, and you culminate the things that you want more of in your life. You know, I feel pretty content with this. Let's just pull a closing. Let's just pull a closing. Sometimes it doesn't have to be so over the top. I just feel like this was a warning. So if you know better, do better. I'm going to pull the closing from The Confident Woman Devotional by Joyce Meyer. Okay? I use devotionals as divinary tools. Left, right, middle. All right then, you ready? So I turn to page 59. Learn to say no. This shit's falling apart too, y'all. Learn to say no. On point. Anyone who says yes to everyone all the time is headed for trouble. Oh boy. Sometimes I'm not sure if I'm on point until I pull randomly for some shit like this, and I'm like, they just wrapped all together. Learn to say no. Anyone who says yes to everyone all the time is headed for trouble. When people want you to do something, they definitely won't be happy if you tell them no. But sooner or later, you decide if you're going to spend your life making other people happy at the expense of never being happy yourself. There should always be time when we do things for other people just because we want to make them happy, even if the thing they want is not what we prefer doing. To live in that way all the time, however, is not healthy emotionally or in any other way. Sometimes you have to say no to others in order to say yes to yourself. Otherwise, you will end up bitter and resentful. A confident person can say no when they need to. They can endure people's displeasure and are able to reason that if the disappointed person truly wants a relationship with them, they should get over their disappointment and want that person to be free to make their own decisions. God, give me the courage to say no to others when pleasing them will only damage me. Oh, bitch. Didn't I tell you? That stranger, that kidnapper would love for you to take the candy and get it back in the car. And they're going to get mad if you say no. Look, I just watched a video the other day of this young boy walking home from baseball practice. And this car was following him. And they was like, get in the car, little boy. And he's like, no. And they started taunting him. And he like ran to his doorstep. He picked up a rock. He was about to jug him. No. Of course you would like me to get in there. But no. I'm going to get in trouble. I ain't trying to get in no problems with you. I don't know you like that, right? Learn to say no this month. Especially if it goes against what you want later on. Not everything that glitters is gold this month. It's going to piss people off. A lot of people are coming with poison apples this month. They come with poison apples. They come with candy to tempt you into shit. And because if you're feeling some type of way, it'd be easy for you to like want to people please or take the offer that you don't really want just to, because you're in your feelings is all that's there. Don't do it. Be in your logic. Learn to say no. They said what they said, y'all. They said what they said. So, with that being said, here's a warning to you. And, you know, learning to tap into that no against energies that are lower and not in your favor, that's actually you tapping into your shadow side. Do you know how much it takes for people to tap into that? No. This month, you can say no nicely. But if you gotta put some bass in your voice when you say no, tell motherfuckers you mean no. I said no. No. So, that's that, y'all. It's going to be easy to get tempted by sex and candy. Right? Sex, things that seem pleasurable right now or might give you a temporary fix or pleasure. Smells like sex and candy this month. So if you want to book a one-on-one session with me, www.thetrapwitch.com. I hope for some of you guys it resonates. If it doesn't, it just might not be for you. But I just feel like this was a warning. This was be easy, y'all. Be easy. Be easy. You know, and a situation might come up and you having this information will better prepare you. That's the thing. Sometimes when we do readings, it might not be applicable to the current energy, but it might be something coming up for you later this month. And it's better to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So if you know the information and you know better, you can do better. So with that being said, I love you all. You want your own personal reading, hit me up. Those cards are brand new for me, but they just was straight to the point. It was straight to the point for me. And with that closing, learn to say no. You gotta reflect on the things you gotta say no to this month. And maybe things you need to say no to for a long time. And things that, you know, just are not serving your process of the life you're giving birth to and the synthesis of all of that. All right. Love you all. Anything that you want to share with me based on this, just share it to Instagram and @me, The Trap Witch. Love you all. Happy January. See you soon.